We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a low blog talk radio.
So welcome to Italo's Black Talk Radio. This is Italo speaking, and we already have our guest. Introduce yourself. What is your
My
TikTok?
name is my TikTok name is Bocce1984.
And your real name is
Matthew.
Matt. So Matt, welcome to Italo's Black Talk Radio. I'm really excited because I've been following your TikToks. They always crack me up because you're always in those situations where, having been on customer service myself, I totally relate to everything you post about your customer service experience, and I can tell it comes from experience. So, am I right?
Absolutely.
Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I feel like a majority of life is customer service in all aspects.
Right? Yeah. It was. The old me is still. I still remember those times. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So Albany, New York. I don't know why I always picture you in San Francisco.
I like San Francisco, but no, I don't live there.
Okay. So tell us about your experience in Zoom. Zoom too, but in TikTok, because I don't know how I came across you. It was probably one of your your funny videos. You always have funny videos, and then eventually I saw your live, and that's when I really got more interested. So tell us how has it been since the quarantine started?
So, interesting to say the least. I am a nurse, and I'm a traveler for a company that's based out of California. My manager actually is the one who mentioned TikTok to me, and I had never signed up for it. I signed up for it in June. She just said that she thought it would be a really good idea to just check it out, and she always says that I'm one of the funniest people on our team. We have a team of 28 people, and I downloaded it in June, and to be honest with you, it's been such an amazing outlet. You know, it's just a nice distraction. Luckily, my job has not been affected because of COVID, but I work from home and I'm used to traveling weekly, like all over the United States. So that's been a huge adjustment to literally stumble out of bed and just be at work, and again, I'm very grateful for it, but it's just a huge change. So I feel as though TikTok and the connections I've made on TikTok have really kind of filled that void that I feel traveling kind of, meant a lot to me, and just being able to go and see different places and really show up to my job in a different way. So now I just love it. I just think TikTok's an amazing platform if it's utilized for that, for the reason that I like. I find humor in everything. I feel like it saved me from so much heartache, growing up. So it's been awesome being on there.
All right. Start over. So basically, I forgot what I was saying. I was like, I don't want to miss that thought. Anyways,
You
no, what I was saying-
were asking, have you always, and that's where it ended, and you literally froze. And I'm like, always.
yeah, I'll have to edit that part out. I don't even know what I was going to say. No, but have you always been a performer? Did you ever wanted to be on camera? Where was your passion to be an actor?
Not necessarily a passion to be an actor. I've always been just the one always laughing and making others laugh. That's always, like, since I was a kid. That's just always been my personality. My passion growing up was to be a choreographer. Cameras don't make me shy, clearly. I do a lot of presentations for work in big, large groups, and so I'm not camera shy by any means.
Right, right. So what got you into the wigs and the dresses and the outrageous audios you get?
I think, truthfully, I think just some of the skits that I came across early on in TikTok. Um, I always say like I have like this larger than life personality, and you know, some of the skits that I do and connections I made with those certain creators. First of all, that's my kind of humor. But to do it with wigs and all of the extra stuff with a beard and like I don't know, it just to me it makes it twice as funny. And I didn't own any wigs or any of the stuff that I used before that. Like I've invested since TikTok a lot,
Right.
just to kind of bring that, you know, that extra to it, which is to me is one of the best things ever. Like I love watching other people's videos on TikTok. That like Jacksner, he's one of my favorite people ever. Like his voiceovers are on point. You know,
You
there's
mean,
just there's
you mean Jeremy, right?
yeah. I wasn't sure if you knew who it was, but
Oh, yeah.
he's hysterical and just that again another person with like a larger than life personality and you know and that to me is again my kind of comedy, my kind of humor. So
Well, actually, I got to know Jeremy outside of TikTok. So now every Sunday he's doing a Zoom meeting.
oh
So
yeah,
people that are in TikTok, it's an open forum too. Anybody that goes to his page can look at his link on his
was it
profile.
Fridays originally?
Was that?
Was it ever on Fridays?
Yeah, he
Okay.
had to switch it. He had to switch it to Sundays because it was getting too hectic for him. So
Got it.
yeah, he's doing one today. Yeah, he's doing one
Okay.
today. What time is it now? So yeah, he's gonna be doing it later this afternoon. So
Okay.
yeah, check it out because we are meeting. Zoom. TikTok is amazing and everything. However, as you know, the community guidelines and you know you kind of have to be careful when you go live.
Sure. Yeah. The whole algorithm and the community guidelines I feel are so unclear on TikTok. It's actually nice to be able to Zoom with some people and not have any worries like that.
Well, to me, it's like we're adults, so you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, yeah, we get really rowdy, really raunchy. Yeah, like I have the same kind of humor as you do and Jeremy.
Yeah.
And other TikTokers, but we sometimes have to like tone it down.
I know there's a fine line, right? It's like I try my best not to cross that line, and I'm sometimes I feel like I've crossed it a lot, but you know, after watching some other videos, I know that I've toned it down a whole lot too, you know. But yeah, you're right. It's very touchy. Like you don't know what could you do. I mean, people get banned off of the platform for reasons that they're unsure of, you know. So I certainly don't want to do that just because of the connections that I've made. You know, I love the fact that literally from all over the world, you know, I talk to someone every day from the UK. You know, like where else can you really do that? You know?
Right, exactly. Australia and
Yeah.
I have a lot of Aussies. I don't have that many English people for some reason. Maybe it's my accent, but people from Australia love it. They're like, "Oh yeah, here's Victor," and
That's great.
yeah, it's kind of fun. It's very fun. It's kind of addictive. I don't know if
Sure.
you find it to be addictive too, but
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
much more than Facebook or Instagram ever was.
Oh, I was gonna say I've like I don't even go on many other platforms. I mean, I'm on Facebook. You know, I keep in touch with a lot of family that way and friends, but it's too political. You know, I don't talk politics in my on TikTok at all. So for me personally, like I was saying, I keep politics completely away from TikTok because I don't want it to be a platform for me that's going to be controversial on any level for any reason. My sole purpose of being on there is to just, again, get a distraction from the everyday craziness and to hopefully make other people, laugh or just be distracted. And that to me is like the most powerful feeling, knowing that other people will look at my content and just say, that's, you brighten my day or things like that. I've had many messages where, where it was similar to, I was having a really bad day or I'm having a really bad week and I just ran across one of your videos and it took me away from what I have going on, and that makes it all worth it, for me. So TikTok has to, for me, remain just that, not political, not anything that you see on Facebook, or I don't use Instagram too much. I'm on there, but I haven't really used it too much. But TikTok has to stay that way for me personally.
Right. Somebody was saying to me, like, it's like a new beginning, right? TikTok for me, for you, for everybody, I think it's been a new beginning, like a clean slate. I don't want to do what I did before in the past. I can also get political, not political, but, social justice and police brutality and Black Lives Matter. And sure, that's how I started with TikTok. But then I realized it's like, okay, that's not all of me. So now I'm venturing into comedy as well and poetry, as I always was doing. So giving a little bit more of myself has actually helped me find my niche of people. So
yeah, and also being able to just stay focused on the positive. It's really, for me, it's so difficult to log into Facebook or other platforms and believe what I believe, but not get very passionate about it. Whereas on TikTok, I don't have to indulge into that. Like, for some reason I have let myself do that on other platforms. I refuse to let that happen on TikTok.
Right.
When I log on there, I'm looking to laugh and connect and just really just, again, distract myself from the everyday craziness of COVID and remote working and, being confined to my bedroom for, too long.
I know. I'm loving your set. That's your movie set.
Yes. Yeah, it is. That's right. This is where I perform a lot of my duties.
Well, mine is the bathroom. So I perform a lot of duties in the bathroom in addition to TikTok.
I got you.
Yeah. Anyways, change the subject. Because that can go.
Facebook.
Yeah, that can go many ways. But yeah, and like you said, it's focusing on the positive, because I actually found a community. I don't know if you follow Liquid Shano and also Robert Cornelius, even though he's very political, very outspoken, but he's very positive as well. Right. There's many people. Calvin Austin, he's always hilarious to chat, and he's just playing the piano, and he doesn't get involved with politics. Even though there's always going to be those trolls coming up at you, and of course you gotta be graceful.
I mean, I've even had some negative comments on some of my content, and I will either delete it or just straight out ignore it. I won't entertain it, and that to me is the difference between this platform and other platforms. Whereas if that happened on Facebook, well, we're going to probably have a discussion about it, And TikTok is just, I don't indulge in that. I see a lot of things I don't agree with, but who am I to,
right,
share like passionately that I'm the right person. I'm right because of my beliefs.
Right, and I think everybody's on election exhaustion at this point. Like, whenever I log into or I see somebody from Australia and they're asking me how's it going, what's going on, I'm like, please don't ask me. I'm so tired. I'm just fed up with it.
That was a very sleepless week. very sleepless week. I mean, I wake up every day at 5:30 in the morning religiously for work. I get up, I have my coffee, I watch the news, I get my day going. But the election week was, my sleep was off. Everything was just completely different. And you're right. I think I'm still coming down from that week. That was a rough week.
Oh yeah, it's been rough for everybody. I think not only us, but also friends that are in other countries, and they're like pending. They're like, "What's going on? Like, what's happening?" And I'm like, "Dude, don't ask me. Turn to the news.
Yeah, exactly.
You know more than we do, because
Yep. Probably right.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So I'm glad I found you on TikTok, because it's just a community of people that are. And then I love it. Yesterday I was in Tina Madlib's live, and now there's a trend going on where we follow, we nominate somebody to Love Slap, and it was so emotional. Like, there's people that are really small, they call it small, where they don't have enough followers, or they probably have one person they're talking to, and just a reaction of seeing all those emojis. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, there's nothing better than that. I've gone to many people's lives that do that. That they'll say, let's just go. John Collins. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. Amazing. He just hit 1 million followers. He's just positive through and through with everything, and he loves doing that. Like, he'll cry watching people's reaction from a different side. That right there is so touching. You just, I love it. I absolutely love that.
Like, they're speechless, and so just to see their reaction in their face, you don't have to say anything. Just the way that you're reacting to the love you're getting and the positive energy coming their way. It's wow. I've never seen that in Facebook. I never seen.
No, exactly.
Never in my life.
That's so true. So true.
And actually, there was another. I was talking to another one, Pierre Woods, and I was telling him how we have different channels. So to me, TikTok has become more of a viewing, a live viewing of real life. Like, this is what it. Like, how they had the Real World on MTV.
Yes.
This is real life.
This is real life.
Like, they're just cooking. They're doing the dishes. They're doing laundry. They're sleeping. Some of them are sleeping. Yep.
You're so right. They totally let us into a different part of what other platforms will,
Right.
Expose you to. It's great.
So when was the moment that you said, I'm gonna allow people? Was it like a transition where you were, should I do this? Should I not do it? Or you just went for it?
For TikTok, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, my boss had mentioned to me, do you have TikTok? And I said, no, I haven't crossed that line yet, And she said, you should really sign up for it. Or even if you don't make any videos, there's just some funny content on there. And she used to send me videos all the time. And when quarantine was really starting to really get at me, I mean, literally 2 months in, my last work trip was, I went to Virginia in March. So I had been working from home at that point for 2 months or so. And I was like, you know what, let me see what this is about. Because I love to laugh. And some of the videos that she was sending me, they were really hysterical. So I didn't give it any much thought after that. It was really the quarantine, though. Like, for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have said, like, they decided to sign up for TikTok once quarantine hit. So I didn't really give it much thought after that. She started sending me videos during quarantine, so there really wasn't even much time from the time that she started sending me videos and mentioning it that I just downloaded it and started, there's a lot to figure out with it. There's so many effects and so many, I still don't know half of what can be done on TikTok. But I started playing around with it and like, how do I even make a video? Like, there's, trying to figure out the 60 seconds and the 15 seconds. And I've gotten coached by some other people. I asked a lot of questions. I'm like, how come my video shuts off at 1 minute? And it won't let me go past it. I didn't know anything about TikTok. So
Yeah.
Honestly, the best decision though, especially during quarantine. And I don't have a whole lot of time for TikTok. I make most of my videos are done in the evening. My days are pretty long with work. I have a lot of deadlines. I do a lot of, like conference calls and stuff like that during the day. So the evening is just nice to just kind of let it all go and not think about work.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, before I did sign up for TikTok, I would find myself working through the evening hours, and really just not being able to shut my work phone off at 5. And I can honestly say TikTok's the reason why I've been pretty this has to stop. I have to stop working. I mean, I can work around the clock. I could literally let myself work around the clock if I chose to do that. But now I have a nice distraction that will literally take my mind off of work. And that's what it's been for me.
It's great. It's great because I think that before the quarantine, the old Victor used to be. I used to want to go out everywhere. I used to want to be out and about. Just doing open mics here and there and meeting people. So the quarantine hit me, in a big way, but also has led me. I don't know. It's just my mindset now is different. Like, okay, now I appreciate it more.
Sure.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate being in quarantine, but I appreciate the people that I've met.
Sure. Absolutely. I feel like I made stronger connections during quarantine than I had prior to quarantine. It's really, really interesting. It's cool, but it's very interesting. I've met people that I feel even closer to virtually than some people I've met in real life. Like I said, I talked to this girl on TikTok, Susie from the UK. She's the female version of me, personality-wise, just everything. We literally speak the same language without really, I've never met her, she won't go live on TikTok. She just makes videos and, she'll jump in other people's lives and stuff. But I don't even know, I've never had a Zoom call with her or nothing, but she's amazing, and TikTok is the reason for that,
Right. Yeah. Okay. So here's a confession. First time in the podcast that I'm confessing this. My partner mentioned to me, he's like, I've been looking at your videos, and there was one video in particular that really upset me, and I'm like, which one? And so I was like, I don't think, I was going through my head. I'm like, which one? Like I have I'm doing so many. And he's like, well, there was one where you wish somebody well on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, keep going. So he's like, yeah, sometimes I don't feel that connection face to face with you. So people don't know who you are. I know who you are. People don't know who you are. So how can you be more open to people that you haven't even met on TikTok than with me? And I'm like, it got me upset. Trust me. I was like, no, that's not true. You don't know what you're saying. But then I'm like, maybe it's true. I don't know if that happened to you or not.
Is he on TikTok?
He's on TikTok, but his content is very, very different than mine. He's got a lot of more followers than I do, but it's more political-ish, more documentaries, more about the history and racism, stuff like that.
Sure,
which is great. I mean, I was following his I was following him on that sense because he had it before me. But then I was like, but that's not me. I'm more entertainment,
Yeah.
So we kind of veered separate ways. He's still doing his thing, and I'm doing mine. But I'm more about the connections that I'm building, even outside the platform. So for him, it's kind of weird. Like, okay, what's up with that? So
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that like you either, if you're not like us, where we like making connections and you know the entertainment piece, that you're just not going to understand, and it's okay. You know,
right,
there's some people that, I mean, not many, but there's some people that have said like, you know, or felt like I have more like more focus on TikTok than them in real life, you know. And I'm like, listen, it's nothing personal by any means. I am a people person. I am not an introvert. I have been cooped up in this house for how many months? I'm like ready to, you know,
Yeah.
I want to jump ship somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
I want to get on the first plane out of here and somewhere, anywhere. And
Yeah.
you know, I can't do much of anything else, you know. So it's just nice to be able to have conversations with people I've never met. And you know, TikTok also has a really wide range recovery you know, platforms on here, and a lot of people in recovery, and I'm sober 12 years, you know. So spreading that positivity and that whole thing, I don't know, it's just it speaks for itself, you know. It really does.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not an introvert. Like I stumble out of bed, I make my coffee, I'm at work, I'm not okay with it, I accept it because I don't have a choice. But
Right.
you know, TikTok is saving my sanity. I truly feel that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, but it can go both ways too. Like it can be bad or it could be good.
Right.
Some days I'm like, okay, a little bit. Let's just, you know, I can't stay away too long, but I know
Yeah.
I have to eventually. You know, get on my shore. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm actually an ambivert, so I can go either way. And some days I don't feel like even getting off bed or getting off the, you know, of the couch, and I don't want to be creative today. And
Right.
the next day I'm like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Totally different. Yeah. I'll tell you, you know, it's anyone like on the outside who hears me talk about like my profession and like when I say I was traveling every week, I was spending Monday through Friday in a hotel every week for the past 3 years. And most people would think that I had a really horrible home life. You know what I mean? Like, you're never home and you're okay with that? I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with that. One, there's a lot of perks to my job, and I love to travel and I love to see things. And, you know, I've learned to adjust. And the one thing I will say is that my home is my safety net, you know, like it's very important for me to have like just the four walls that it's safe. Like the world can be cruel if you allow it to be, you know? So I do enjoy that. Like I do enjoy my own space and things like that. So it's not horrible that I've been home for months, but now it's getting a little tiring, you know, and now it's like, okay, COVID's cute and all, but we it's time to move on. Like,
COVID's
right,
cute.
like, initially it was like, holy hell, what's going on? But now it's like, it's gonna be the way it is for the rest of our lives. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like I caught up with all my Netflix, all my Hulu. I caught up with
right,
Prime.
right.
I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. So true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we
it's
learn
just-
to adjust, I think.
Was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
We learn to adjust, you know. I think
Yeah.
we don't have much of a choice, and I'm not sure how it is in California, but you know, New York is getting hit again with COVID. We're at a max daily rate of COVID cases again. The governors of all the surrounding states just met, I think, yesterday, maybe Friday, to discuss a plan to what, you know. So it's like we're almost starting all over again.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah,
tough.
I hear that. I actually heard it from somebody, a business owner, and because I really don't watch news right now. I'm really not in the loop, and I don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't
After
blame
the
you.
elections,
Not a bad thing.
after the elections, I'm like, no more debates, please. Like no
Right,
more.
right. Yep.
So after that was over, I'm like, okay, I'm done with the news because
Sure.
unless something really affects me. But now when she said that, I'm like, okay, that really affects me. I should probably.
I try to stay up with it more so because my manager lives in North Carolina. She manages the Northeast. I personally tried my best to keep. She does not watch the news, but I try to keep her in the know what's going on up here because our jobs. There's 28 of us on our team, and our jobs are to go to hospitals and long-term care facilities.
Mm.
And right now, when we're being told that's not an option, my manager needs to know why that's not an option. And I tell her all the time, like I respect that you don't watch the news, but don't give anyone on our team a hard time for not going and showing up in person when it's not their fault. They put a big stop to that. I mean, no visitors.
Yeah.
She has it in her mind that we are essential workers, which I understand that we are, but we're not doctors. We're not doing hands-on care. So we can work remotely. So I do try to be the voice of reason, for the team, where I'm like, listen, back off of them. We are getting hit a second time, but her political views are very different than mine, and that can be very difficult too,
Yeah.
And she's very educated.
My political views has changed so much in the last 6 months. You have no idea.
Right.
At the end, I'm like, you know what? I'm non-partisan. I don't care.
I know, right? Yeah.
I don't believe anybody.
I don't even feel like a human. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm a nothing. Like I'm that. That's
Right.
it. That's how I describe myself. I'm nothing.
Yeah.
I want to follow anybody's, whatever. But yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean because here in California, it's a very democratic state, and yeah, my family is pretty much following the news in that sense. They tune into Telemundo or CNN and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have your own mindset, your own. What is your compass telling you? And my compass telling me like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Right.
But, I'm not gonna insult anybody by saying, it's a hoax or whatever, because I believe it is happening. So it affects some of my friends and family. So, but it's affecting Thanksgiving. It's coming into Thanksgiving, and now they don't want to come to Thanksgiving. I'm like, okay, that.
I know. My mom's having a really hard time with it because, we usually have a big family thing, and I have 3 older brothers who have 12 children between the 3 of them, and we have a very large family, and it's going to be the holidays are going to be very different this year, Yeah. And if it means us doing a very small part, it's what it is. But unfortunately, there are so many people that are just not willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which is going to keep this going on longer, And that's in my professional opinion, from what I've seen at the bedside. I don't work in a hospital. I don't work in ICU. I haven't worked with COVID patients, but I've seen in real time, not from what CNN told me, in real time, and that's the difference. I think that's what you were saying is we need to form our own opinions based on what we are believing and seeing, and everything that I have expressed related to COVID has truly been what I've seen. I'm well aware that the media is insane, but I don't base my own personal, views on what Fox is going to tell me or CNN is going to tell me or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, there was a commercial yesterday, and it was a commercial for a news station or for a newscast, and I'm like, the most unbiased, the most. I'm like, really? You want me to believe that now?
yeah, right.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they'll
it
do
was like
anything.
CNBC or something. I'm like, most unbiased CNBC.
Right.
Sure, tell me another one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but yeah, anything can be comedy now. Like this is just comedy.
I know.
But it's not when it affects you and your family and where you have symptoms, and yeah, it becomes real. So
Sure.
it's
Absolutely.
too soon. Hashtag too soon.
I know. That's true.
Still happening. But yeah. So what plans for the holidays? Speaking of holidays.
Well, so the original plan before before at least New York has been starting to get hit a second time was kind of like a low key, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever. But that's kind of up in the air right now because not even just because of COVID. My mom is a nurse and she works at the bedside, and she fears that she can be exposed and doesn't want to bring that to the family. So I think right now there's no real decision. Thanksgiving might be a very low key holiday for sure, and then just take Christmas by play it by ear because I don't really even know what's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, in my personal opinion, I feel like laying low for the holidays is the best choice, whether it's the one I want or not. It's called sacrifice, and it's what it is. But
Exactly.
Compromise.
Compromise.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always TikTok. There's people out there who probably don't have family.
There's always
people out there who don't have family. Maybe I'll go live and
right.
cook up a turkey and be like, "You're with me," like
Zoom party of 200 people in the Zoom party. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? Shoot.
That sounds fun, actually.
I know, it really does.
Because a lot of people are going, through depression and everything, and I can see it. I see it on different people that I follow.
Oh yeah.
And what we've been going through lately, and so I think now that the elections are over, it's really all coming crashing down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you really feel all that pressure that we've been having. So now that we know that we kind of know the results, but now it's not well. I wouldn't say me particularly because I already knew what was going on, but I've seen a lot of people very affected by it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very
And
emotional.
along with depression goes the amount of relapse from people who struggle with addiction.
Yeah.
That's a really tough one when a big part of a 12-step program is being with other people.
Mm-hmm.
It turned completely virtual, for the longest time. And
Yeah.
and
Do you
a lot of
sponsor?
people
Do you sponsor anybody in your?
I do. I sponsored 2 guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm very, very involved.
How long have you been sober?
Since July 17th of 2008.
Wow.
So I just celebrated 12 years in July.
Congratulations.
Best decision of my life. Thank you.
Yeah. So you quit 2008. Okay. I don't know if I ever quit. Did I ever quit?
That's my mom. She's always like, I have a day
Well,
back.
I guess I did. Well, yeah. Coming from the 90s, yes, I have changed a lot. I might have a drink or two, but you're talking about alcohol, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 23 and just heading down. I mean, I was already down a terrible road, but it was only going to get worse.
Yeah. I think for me was the gay cruise that I took. That opened my eyes to like, this is just stupid. Like seeing people partying all night, and then you go to your room, and then you come out the next day and they're still partying.
Oh my God.
The drugs that you see and promiscuity.
Yep.
A lot of stuff going on, and so I think that actually had me change my views about just drugs in general. Like, okay, this is no.
Yeah, it doesn't look appealing at all.
No, not anymore. I'm 48 now, but might have been in my 20s.
Right.
But yeah, I'm getting old. I might, I mean, honestly, I do once in a while drink, but I don't have a drinking problem.
Especially if it's once in a while.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I have access to it, so it's not like I don't have alcohol laying around. But When was the? Sorry that I'm taking a little bit longer on this topic, but I
Oh
think
no, that's fine.
when was the time that you said, "I'm done"?
I just remember feeling like just completely exhausted from the lifestyle. You know, it's a lot of work to drink a lot and to still function.
Mm.
You know, I lost a job. I was losing everything. I was not a functional drinker by any means.
Mhm.
I couldn't show up for work. I couldn't show up for life. I was literally just drinking every day, morning to night.
Oh
At
wow!
23, I had gotten a few DWIs. I flipped the car upside down. I mean,
Mm.
everything that goes with that life.
Oh
And
wow!
I just remember feeling like, all right, I can't do this. Like that feeling of surrender. Like I will do whatever it takes to not continue to live like this. You know. And I had never even knew people were sober. You know, people live sober lives. Never knew that was a thing. But people who drink every day don't necessarily surround themselves with people who don't. So I guess that was the reason why.
Mhm.
What I struggled most with, to be honest with you, was my age. I honestly thought, you know, that 23-year-old mindset of this is completely normal. Like every 23-year-old does what I'm doing. And it's like almost like a phase and I'm going to get over it, you know? So that was the biggest struggle. It doesn't matter if I would have ever gotten over it or like came out of it. My life, alcohol free, I've had some of the best years in these 12 years, you know, I haven't changed. I've grown up. I certainly don't, you know, live the same way I did then, but I can still do anything I want to do, go anywhere I want to go. I've been to Vegas twice, completely sober. That was a test, you know.
Yeah.
But I go to Miami every year. I've gone so many places, and I just it really is like it's hard to explain, but it's
Yeah.
something very powerful in knowing that I can do anything I want to do in life
Mm.
because I'm not drinking. Alcohol held me back from everything, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I have to commend you because I'm a very I don't know. I guess I'm a peer. If there's a little bit of peer pressure to drink or to smoke or to do whatever, except for hard drugs.
Right.
So I don't have that determination to just say no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think what helps is that I have lots of friends who drink. You know, I have most of my circle are people in recovery. But my family that drink, and it doesn't bother me but at all to be around it. Because just because I don't mean that you can't, you know.
Right. Okay.
I stopped drinking for reasons of my own. Even
Right.
people who could probably benefit from going to a meeting, it's still their choice, you know, like, you know. I had to stop drinking in order to have a life of quality. And I knew that at 23. That's pretty amazing. I didn't want to live another 23 years doing what I would have been dead.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's a pretty young age to realize it. It's
absolutely.
Yeah, you did it at the right time.
Yeah, I always say I was young and dumb. You know,
Yeah, I
I
mean
learned
we
from my
all were.
mistakes. It's what it is, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm still dumb and dumb sometimes, but yeah, I don't just put it on
We all
TikTok. Yeah, there's a lot of things I can tell you, but no. We only have 2 minutes left, anyways. It will be episode 2.
Right.
I know, yeah. No, I appreciate what you said. I'm going to listen to this podcast and think hard about it. I don't have a problem with it, but I have to quit smoking.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
We'll see if that, I have to just, I quit for about 18 years.
Oh, wow.
But I did it for the wrong reasons, if you know what I mean. I didn't do it for me.
Yep.
So
You have to be ready for anything.
Yeah, I have to do it for me this time. So.
Sure.
But anyways, Matt, this is part 3. So if you, yeah, you guys won't see any of this, but This actually has been great. It was just a little
Absolutely.
glitchy technically, but I do want to thank you for stopping by and for giving us a little bit of your knowledge and your your creativity and what inspires you. It's amazing.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, and just I'll welcome you anytime you want to come back. Let me know, and
Awesome.
we'll set it up again.
Okay. Sounds great.
Your go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a love